Welcome back to All Things Creepy. I'm your host, Micah James, and this week we are taking it to my hometown of Burlington, Connecticut, and talking about a local haunt. Now, something about New England in general, it is one of the most haunted areas in the USA. So, just even in my state of Connecticut, there are so many haunted areas just around me that are even within walking distance of me. You could probably throw a stone and it's going to land somewhere that has seen some ghosts. But today I specifically want to talk about a ghost who us locals have dubbed the Green Lady. She haunts a local road called Upson Road, and that street, and when you go down that street, you will come across this almost rundown cemetery, officially called the Seventh-day Baptist Cemetery. However, we all pretty much know it as the Green Lady Cemetery, as you can well imagine. This ghost was a woman named Elizabeth Palmiter. She has been said to appear around the road and like at the actual gravesite, surrounded by this green mist. Much like a lot of urban legends, there are several versions of the story about how she came to be. So because of that, I will be focusing on the one I heard from friends and other people around town growing up. The story does take place in the late 1790s or the early 1800s, depending on who you ask. Elizabeth had married this man named Benjamin Palmiter, and the couple lived on Upson Road together and were supposedly very happy in their relationship. And something else you need to know about New England, sometimes our winters can get really intense, at least compared to the rest of the country. During the season of winter, Benjamin decided to travel into the town of Burlington to purchase some supplies. While he was out, one of our many horrible snowstorms had hit. It was so bad that he had no choice but to stay in town until it had passed and it was clear enough for him to get back home. When Elizabeth realized that her husband did not return when he said he would, she became very worried, as a lot of people probably would have. She became so worried that she decided to go out and look for her beloved husband. In her travels, she unfortunately got lost and drowned in a nearby swamp. A few days later, Benjamin was finally able to come back home, and he was welcomed to an empty house, and it was now his turn to be worried. So he decided to go out to look for his loved one. Unlike Elizabeth in her travels of finding her husband, Benjamin was actually successful. He ended up finding his wife at the bottom of a swamp, wearing a green dress. It is said that she was buried in that very same green dress after her body was recovered. I was unsuccessful in finding an official cause of death for Elizabeth Palmiter. However, in my research, I did discover that she died on April 12th, 1800. She is one of the few who were buried in the Seventh-day Baptist Cemetery. Another thing that is unknown about her as well is her date of birth. So we don't know her exact age, but a lot of people put her age of death at right around 30. Elizabeth's original tombstone cannot be found at the site as it has been vandalized countless times. The town of Burlington decided to replace it. The current stone reads, Elizabeth, wife of Benjamin Palmater, died April 12th, 1800, AE 30. Now, if you plan on making a trip to Burlington, Connecticut, and you want to visit the cemetery, and you plan on going to Upson Road, please be careful. There are a number of no trespassing signs along the street. I haven't been to the site in the better part of a decade, so I don't know how well those no trespassing orders are enforced, but I have been told that they are. And if you do end up going at night, you will get a fine. However, I heard somewhere that you are able to go during the day for research, but to be on the safe side, regardless of what time you go to investigate this small graveyard, regardless, you may as well just go to the town hall, which is just down the road, to ask for permission. But here's the thing, you are in for some creepiness whether or not you believe this place is haunted or not. The surrounding area around Upson Road is totally normal, for lack of a better phrasing. It's not too dark at night. You won't feel any unusual coldness, and there's no strange happenings. You can call it a safe place, if you will. The street itself, not so much. In some ways, it's not dangerous. The Green Lady won't hurt you or anything like that. However, if you're not paying attention or you don't have good lighting, you might accidentally crash your car into a tree or trip over a root or something like that. Almost as soon as you turn onto Upson, there is this certain chilliness that will wash over you. It's kind of a little bit different for everybody. For me, last time I was there, I felt this cold from the inside out. For someone else, they might feel this brief cold, almost as if someone or something just passed through them. The darkness almost feels darker as well than it should at night. The lack of streetlights and the large amount of trees doesn't help with this either. But to be fair, I live in an area where there's not a whole lot of streetlights. We maybe have, I don't know, this might be a little bit of an under exaggeration, but we might have like a total of like maybe 10 to 15, but it's mostly right in the center of town. So, like I said, just the lack of streetlights just does not help this at all. The cemetery itself will just send shivers down your spine because it very much has this look of a haunted cemetery. It's surrounded by this uneven rock wall with a gap as a way for a person to enter it. Presently, there are only a handful of headstones scattered in the cemetery, and save for the stone of Elizabeth, none of them are very complete. They're broken, or something clearly happened to them where they're not complete. Something I need to remind you of is that if you are interested in checking out this local haunt, it is patrolled by the local police, and residents guard the site at night to protect it from further vandalism. But like I said, you are welcome to venture down to this resting place during the day for research. As far as the Green Lady herself, I can't really tell you if she actually exists or where to find her specifically, but like I mentioned at the beginning, most people will see her around the cemetery. Some say she's still looking for her husband. So yeah, that's my local legend. Hit me up if you have a local legend of your own. I would love to talk about it. Hell, maybe I can even interview you for my show for your local haunt. And something else before we finish for the week, I kind of need your help deciding which way to go for scheduling purposes. This is something I've been sitting on for a while. I know I said every other Saturday, but I've been thinking about changing it up just a little bit. I'm considering two different scheduling options. The first one being I would post once, maybe twice a month, but give you longer episodes. Or I move to every single Saturday, just you'd be getting shorter episodes, no longer than 20 minutes at most. And then with the once to twice a month, I'm hoping to get them to be like 30 to 45 minutes. So let me know which route you might prefer to take. If you don't really care, then I honestly might end up going the route of shorter episodes but give you an episode every single week. I'm not 100% sure yet. Just let me know. Now, until next time, have a great day, and all my social medias will be linked in the show notes. So, looking forward to hearing from you guys, and I'll see you next time.